Jai Hind student, welcome to English class. So students, today we will start a new topic, that is transformation of sentences. Now before understand the transformation of sentence, how the sentences we can change simple sentence into compound or simple sentence into complex sentence. First let's have a revision what all things you should know in order to convert the simple sentence into complex or compound. So you all are familiar that there are three types of sentences. That is simple sentence, complex sentence and compound sentence. Okay. Now how we have done this categorization of simple, complex and compound, that is all done on the basis of clause. Okay. So the first and the primary thing is you should know what is clause. Then only you will able to understand the types of sentence, and after that how to convert one sentence into another. So clauses are the base of this chapter, that is transformation of sentence. So we will just have a rapid revision, what are the clause, then the types of sentences also, and finally we will understand the transformation of sentence. So as we all know, what is clause? Now clause we have already studied in the previous lecture, kinds of clauses then when we have done. So we all know clauses. What are clauses? Clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a finite verb. So this is the definition which we have studied. Okay, so clause is where there will be a subject and a predicate as a group of words, but that will not be considered a full sentence. The clause can be of two types. So these are the group of words, not a complete sentence, but it contains a subject also and a finite verb. Okay, so they are the group of meaningful words, clause. Okay, they may or may not be dependent on something else for complete meaning. Okay, because abhi we will be studying the types of clauses, then you will understand the clause may depend on something or they may stand on its own. Okay, and they has a subject and a predicate and they have a finite verb. So this is the definition of the clause. Now these are of two types. Clause are of two types. The first is your independent clause and the second is your dependent clause. Okay, now independent clause, it contains both the subject and a predicate. The first thing is that about this independent clause. The second is it can stand alone as a sentence. It can stand alone. It can it does not need, it does not dependent on something else for to in order to complete their meaning, or it can be a part of multi-clause sentence where more than one clause are present, independent clause are present. Okay, uses conjunctions such as or, for, nor, so, yet, and, but. So many conjunctions are there. So with the help of these conjunctions, the two independent clause, they can be joined. Okay, for example, suppose the sentence is we visited Agra, we did not go to Taj Mahal. Now these are the two independent sentences, or you can say these are the sentences containing independent clause. Now this sentence can be joined by using conjunction. We visited Agra but we did not go to Taj Mahal. So this is what, that is your independent clause. We also called independent clause as main clause or principal clause. So these are also the other names of independent clause. Now the next is the dependent clause. Now as the name suggests, the clause that cannot stand on its own. Okay, and it depends on the main clause to complete its meaning. Okay, that have a subject and a predicate. Okay, but it cannot stand alone as a sentence, always be a part of a sentence on which it depends for meaning. Now this dependent clause is also known as subordinate clause. This is another name of your dependent clause, that is your subordinate clause. Now for example, I say uh, the girl tried and succeeded. Now here you can see the girl tried, this is a main clause because this part it stands on its own, it does not require anything else. Okay, it is indicating its complete meaning. The girl tried and succeeded. Now and succeeded, this phrase is this group of word is dependent on main clause, that is the girl tried. So you can say ki jo the coordinates which we use or the conjunctions, okay, they are the type of dependent clause only. Okay, so the girl tried and succeeded. So this is the example of your dependent clause. Okay, so dependent clause always depend on main clause. That means कि in a sentence having dependent clause will have a or must have a independent clause. Then only the dependent clause will complete its meaning. So this is just a introduction, or you can say just we have revised the clauses in order to understand our chapter that we'll be dealing with. Okay, so this is all student. Thank you everyone.